Joe 245 here, and today we're taking a look at Lifeline. So this is Lifeline, Joe's Rescue Trooper. He was first available in 1986. He was also available in 1987, and he was discontinued in 1988, where he didn't have a direct replacement. But in 1991, there was version 3, which was a there was version 2, which was the Tiger Force Lifeline, which unfortunately I don't have. And there was also version 3, which was a melee version of the same Lifeline as this Lifeline, but the only difference is he used the legs of Frostbite version 1. And there's a reason they done that, and I'll explain later in the video. And then it was version 4, and I can't remember what year, but that was the only version of Lifeline to actually break away from the existing mold. Now, G.I. Joe has had other medics before. Now, Stalker wasn't a dedicated medic, but his secondary military specialty was medic. And then in 1983, we got a dedicated medic in the form of Doc. And then, in 1986, we got the Lifeline. Now, there was never any dedicated medic on the Cobra side in the vintage era, but there was, in the early 2000s, a figure called the Medi Viper. I incorrectly said Scalpel in Doc's video. Scalpel was a different figure. The Medi Viper was the medic. I should have said in Doc's video, but I got confused with Scalpel because Medi Viper was basically just a recolored Scalpel figure with a different head. Now, Lifeline has a character trait that most people find really annoying, and once we go over the file card information, I'll explain what that trait is. But let's get into the accessories. So the first accessory is this pistol right here, which the card contents call a Browning double action 9mm pistol, and which is sort of rare because I think this is supposed to be a Browning high power pistol, which is a 9mm pistol. It looks very similar to the 1911, but it's a little bit different. 1911 is a 45 caliber, and Browning high power is 9mm. So as you can see, pretty cool. Now, Lifeline's pistol is pretty cheap on the aftermarket, I believe. There's a lot of people get this pistol confused with Keel Hall's pistol, which unfortunately I don't have to show you here, but probably show you a picture. Keel Hall's pistol is a little bit different, and his is a lot more expensive. But it's hard for Lifeline to have this because his trait. But I'll explain that when we go with the file card. His next accessory is his backpack, which the card contents call a relay backpack. And see, it's got like an antenna and a lot of cool details in here, and like dials and knobs and buttons. There's like maybe like a screen or something right there. And the cool thing about this is it's kind of painted like in a metallic-y silver paint, which makes it look really cool. Actually, it kind of stands up with the figure, and the figure's got some silver straps that kind of go along with this. That I'll show you when we go over the details. But yeah, pretty cool accessory. Final accessories, or could say accessory, but technically, it would be two different ones. It's supposed to be plugged in right there. This is the EMS kit, which the EMS kit has a mask that can be removed from the side here. And there's a hole it plugs into, and this mask is a lot like the masking that comes with like blowtorch and ripcord. And you would take Stalker, for instance, put this around his face like that, and then you would do the straps in the back, and then you would plug this into the EMS kit, so it looks like he's being fed oxygen so he could breathe. And so now for the kit itself, the Rice Krispies Lifeline, the melee one in 1991, came with this, but it didn't come with the oxygen mask, even though it still had the hole to plug it in there. But you can see it's got like a red symbol on the top here, and it says rescue, and no, that's only pink details on this. Lots of more details on the back. But you can't open these pegs right here, and you can open this up, and there's more detail on the inside. There's oxygen tanks and mechanical stuff. Now, sometimes these will be broken off because they get kind of stress right there at the hinge. See, this one's already cracked a little bit right there, as you can see. But so I wouldn't recommend opening and closing this. Constantly, you might can snap these pegs off. This one looks like it's already a little bit warped. So most of the time, I just keep this closed, like so. So let's take a look at Lifeline's articulation. He had the standard articulation for G.I. Joe figures in 1986. He had a swivel and ball joint with the head, so he could turn his head side to side and look up and down. And he had a hinge and swivel at his shoulder. He had the swivel arm articulation at his elbow. The figure was held together with a rubber O-ring which looped around on the inside, so you can get a pretty good range of motion. He had a ball joint at the hip and a bend at the knee. So let's take a look at the sculpt design and colors of Lifeline, starting with his head. As you can see, he has like a red helmet, which doesn't cover the back of his head there. It's got a red strap that goes around his chin. He's also got green sunglasses on, which is a callback to Doc, as Doc had green sunglasses as well. Lifeline's is more of like a forest green, and Doc's is a little bit more of a brighter green, so it's a little bit different, but same color still. But Lifeline also has black hair. He's got a Caucasian skin tone. Mine's got a little bit of scratches on the face right there. But now the reason they probably didn't make this helmet removable is because of the weird shape of it. It's been kind of hard to do. But going down to his chest piece, he's wearing a red jacket, and it's got white pockets and a white pistol holster, and that I think it's an EMS symbol, I believe. He's got some silver straps that go to the back here, which is for the relay backpack, which as you can see it blends in pretty well. Now on his arm, his right arm is mostly all red with a little bit of white paint on the cuff. On his left arm, there's like some kind of white pouch that's got white straps painted around his arm, which straps are just the painted details, not sculpted. As you can see, there's a sculpted line from like it's on the other arm over here. And he's got the white cuff over here. Mine's got a little bit of skin tone on the cuff right there. So going down to his waist piece, he has mostly red waist piece with red belt loops, a white belt, a silver belt buckle. That's a pretty nice touch. All around the belt's just white, and it says made Hong Kong on his rear end there. On his right leg, there's a strap that goes down to I think it's a old school flashlight. And there's a white pouch on the front of his leg there. On his left leg, there's another strap that goes down to a pistol holster with a black pistol in it, which I really can't tell what that is. But going also says rescue on the front of his leg right there. On his right leg, there's just a white boot, and on his left leg, there's a silver knife, so it gives a little bit of different paint apps there, and also the same kind of white boot. Now, when it comes to which one of these medical specialists I would send into a combat zone, it depends on the colors they're wearing. Like Doc is more suited to go into a combat zone when there's bullets being fired, and people getting shot, and he would blend in with the environment well. Now Lifeline, his color scheme would if you would have sent him into a combat zone, it would make him a big red target, no pun intended, for a sniper to pick him off pretty easily. So Lifeline, he would have been more stationed at the base because of his color choices. So let's take a look at the file card. The file card was printed on the back of the car in which the figure was packaged, because there's part of Lifeline's card art. Also a free Sergeant Slaughter mailway thing on the card there. And so code name Lifeline, Rescue Trooper. File name Edwin C. Steen. There's a serial number. Primary military specialty, medic. He has no secondary military specialty, by the way. Birthplace, Seattle, Washington. He's a grade E5. Lifeline was a paramedic with the Seattle Fire Department for 5 years before he discovered that EMS, Emergency Medical Services, personnel who were disabled while given off-aid duty were not eligible for pensions. In his mind, rescue personnel were never off duty. He decided to make him make his status permanent by enlisting in the army as a corpsman. But there's a quote here on the bottom. It says, "Elite units always take care of their own. The Joes are no exception. The troops have to know that if something is really heavy comes down on them, they're in no condition to walk out of the mess. Somebody is going to have the heart to wade and extract them. That somebody is Lifeline." Sorry, my voice is cracking a little bit. Sinuses and stuff around here. But now the early file cards were written by Larry Hama, which I think these may have been too. A lot of the later ones were not. And once you get into the later ones, you can tell. So I don't know if Lifeline's file card was written by Larry Hama, but now Lifeline's file card doesn't mention a trait that he has. In the comic books and in the Somebody Made series, Lifeline is a pacifist. A pacifist is somebody who doesn't like to use violence, and which Doc was also a pacifist, but he wasn't annoying about it like Lifeline wasn't in the animated series, which we'll get into that in here in just a minute. For Lifeline's media appearances, he appeared in the G.I. Joe comic books, in which he was less annoying by his pacifism, and he also appeared in the Somebody animated series, and which his best appearance, which best is a loose term, was in the episode "Most Dangerous Thing in the World," in which the episode where Shipwreck, Dial Tone, and Lifeline were promoted to colonel by Cobra hacking into their defense computers, which that went as well as Lifeline stops the team from doing anything violent, which is a big problem for a combat unit. And the animation models didn't actually include the pistol holsters, which is actually a good change to fit the character. But in the cartoon, Lifeline was super annoying and irritating. So, what do I think of Lifeline overall? This figure is military, mediocre at best. Mediocre. And now the things I don't like about this figure, I don't really like the color scheme because if you were to send him in a combat zone, he'd be picked off by a sniper in 5 seconds because he would stand out from his surroundings. And I just don't like his personality in the show, and not just because he's a pacifist. He's just really annoying about it. And I did forget to mention in the media appearances, he did appear in the '87 animated movie, and along with Doc, actually, they were both actually in the movie. And at least in the movie, Lifeline did remind you he was a pacifist every 5 seconds. And to my knowledge, I don't think he actually even had a speaking line in the movie. I could be wrong. I did go back and watch the movie a few days ago, and I have a little more respect for the movie now than I did back when I was younger. But when we get back on Lifeline, does this figure have good qualities? I mean, it has a lot of paint apps and a lot of different paint apps. Ain't just red and white. But the color, like I said, the color choices could have been better. Now, version 2, the Tag Force Lifeline, sort of fixes this problem. But yeah, he looks to me like a Alabama Crimson Tide Roll Tide fan with his color choices. But so if you like this video and see more like it, give me a thumbs up, tell me all right, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Till next time.